good news is we can delete the other one.
Uh-huh. So does that mean that if we just get a bad connection, then it just kicks us off completely? And if that's the case, right?
I don't know.
Hey, everybody. We're starting over.
We're trying to do, I mean, it shows up in YouTube every time. I've not seen it not show up in YouTube
Okay.
for some reason. I'm gonna find it.
So I'm going back to
Our
YouTube.
Channel, YouTube, our channel. Unlucky Live. No views. 3 minutes ago. Powered by Restream.
Did you cancel it?
I did, and I started a new one.
Okay, well, that one's still saying that it's live, so I don't know what's going on there.
Well,
Let's just try that. We might as well just kick the tires and see how it works.
Well, it was working when I tested it. Now I got 1 thumbs up now. Who's that? You?
There's no way to know. Once you're in YouTube land, you don't know shit about anything.
Well, that's not true, because I've seen people do live streams to YouTube and they've got comments and shit.
They're going to get comments. You will. So how many lives does it show today? 1 or 2?
Page, looking at it live.
Is
There it is. 2 messages. 2 people watching. It looks like 2 people are on their one.
okay.
Chat. More.
Okay.
It's like there's a heart.
Good. Okay. Are we going to do this?
I don't think so.
You had something that you wanted to talk about, and we contacted a bunch of folks.
I know. Well, I'm
you may
thinking,
not.
do you want to go to Facebook and do this on Facebook?
No, because we told everybody that we were coming over.
It looks like there's 3 people on there, but I can't
That
see.
there will be other people that will come in later, so we need to talk. This is going to be the difference between doing it here and doing it on Facebook. Is you're not going to know the names all the time of the people that are going to pop in. You're not going to know. You're not going to go. No, so you might as well get used to it.
All right.
This is how this works.
All right. So why is life so unfair? I think back on my life, and I think back about my childhood, and I think about being molested as a child. I think about being bullied in high school. I went to an all-black high school back in the 80s and part of the integration program, and I made some wonderful friends, but it was also a tough growing up, going to the school across town in the bad neighborhood, and got to experience that. And I've been fired unjustly from jobs.
Susan Snyder is watching from
Nice.
her phone.
Thank you. Alcoholic father, divorced twice, because they changed their mind and decided they wanted somebody from one of the dating sites to raise my child.
Plentyoffish.com.
What else? Unjustly, I wrote a couple of them down. Wiped out financially, evicted for doing nothing wrong. Just simply the owners of the marina that we lived in decided, I don't want to live more somewhere. You got 30 days. They didn't have 30 days to leave. I remember when I was a child. Now imagine we lived in a different time than we do now.
Bless me.
Bless you. We live in a different time than we did back when I was going to school. When I got school, when I went to school.
Teresa Lasher's on.
Hi, good to see you. I wish I could see you, but good to see that you're there. Thank you for that.
Yes.
So when I was a kid, there was some boys. There was two boys that pulled my sister's hair and were bullying her, and I beat them up. And then I got to school, and later in the afternoon, I got called in the principal's office, and I got paddled by the principal because they said that I got a gang of kids to beat them up. And there was only one of me. There was two of them. And so the principal just took their word for it. And anyway, the point being is that I've had, and Dawn has too, she was bullied, raised, and all, we've had our share. And the point being is that we've both had some things like we all have that happened to us that was unfair. It's just not fair. And we're about to tell you why life is so damn unfair. And here it is. Are you ready? You should write this down. Life is absolutely fair. It is brutally fair. Brutally fair. Life is doing one of three things with regards to fairness. It is punishing you. It is rewarding you, or it is preparing you. And you can know this about life. Life is absolutely fair. You will either be punished, rewarded, or being prepared. And I look back at my life and I look at every situation I've been in and all the situations that I've been a victim of, and every one. Well, the rewards are easy. You know, we love those. Those are real simple. But the punishment and the preparation are a little bit harder to tell.
And swallow.
But I will tell you this: every single time, life is punishing you or preparing you. I like what Elena Cardone says. Life punishes the unprepared. Sometimes you're being punished because you were unprepared. Sometimes you were being prepared, but you didn't take heed. You didn't listen. And so then you got punished for not listening. And I will say that, and now I can say that with such confidence, is that there were times in my life that I was not nearly as happy as I am now. I'm ridiculously happy. I'm not always, popping balloons and popping champagne, but my every single day, I wake up. I was awake at 3:30 this morning. Off to work I go, which is not far. My desk is not very far. But I'm in a state of peace. I'm in a state of I'm on purpose. I'm in a state of I'm doing what I love, and regardless of the money, I am more happy than I've ever been. A sense of, I don't mean like happy in terms of wee. Well, that comes on Monday. We'll do that because it's my birthday. But I just feel happy. I feel like I'm in a state of peace and a place of on purpose, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm inspired to do more to reach and help more people. We've got more financial resources than we've ever had. We've got more opportunities to bring in income than we've ever had. We have more of a reach than we've ever had. We're surrounded by more friends. And I mean friends. I don't mean party people. I don't mean people who just hang on and hang around. I mean people who got your back. People who defend you when you're not around. People that I saw a meme once and it said, what did it say? Something about, I'm not upset that you told me that somebody talked crap about me. I'm upset that somebody felt that they could talk about crap in front of you, or something to that effect. And see, now we have friends that doesn't happen. We have friends that defend us when we're not there, which is not the same. And this idea that life is brutally fair. I mean, if you don't have the money, then it's either coming and you're doing the right things, or you haven't been doing the right things. And
Something else is coming.
we haven't always done the right things, and we did the right things according to what society said, according to what the banking system said, according to what our employers said, according to what the news said. But
According to what our religious leaders said, according to what our political leaders said, according to what the doctors said, according to what all of these authorities in all of these different areas said.
and when you get old enough, you recognize everything they told you was in their best interest, not yours. So when you listen to them and you're being punished, not because you listened to them, but because you took bad advice, that you didn't know any better. But in that case, if you're paying attention, you're also being prepared. And then what ends up happening is you end up with enough foresight and enough paying attention. You end up with more money than you've ever had. You end up with more friends than you've ever had. You end up more in love than you've ever been. I mean, I'm more in love now 10 years later than when I met her. How is that even possible? Well, because we're both more than we were 10 years ago.
Hi, Jen Foster.
Hey, Jim Foster.
Jen.
Jen. Hi,
Jen.
Jen.
Probably Jim too, somewhere.
There's more of her to love. I love myself more because of the growth that has happened as a result of being with her. In terms of learning things from her, and in terms of flexing my wisdom and my brilliance to try to impress her. And when it does impress her, I feel better about myself. And so I love her more. Like it just keeps growing. And so I recognize that even those things that used to be punishments for not doing the right thing, I didn't know any better. I was just doing what I thought was the right thing because I listened to what I thought were the right people, only to discover later that that wasn't the truth. But it turns out to be a blessing. Because I was in relationships before that looked like I was being punished. And now, 10 years later, I can say I was not being punished. I was being prepared. I was getting prepared, unbeknownst to me, for this relationship. Failed businesses. I was being prepared for the one that we have now, where we get paid to help people live their best lives ever. Those failed businesses were preparation. And so when we were talking about this, and where the subject came up in terms of being prepared, well, life is brutally fair. And it is that we recognize the goals and the dreams that we have. There we go. Now it's moving. The chat area keeps disappearing. I don't know why that is. That sucks. Well, we're going to be changing some things.
We have to try new things, and
Well,
this
we're
is the way that
preparing
we
right
do
now.
it. We're being prepared. Hopefully this isn't punishment. Hopefully this is preparation.
It is preparation. In fact, all punishment is a preparation if you will take it as such.
Right.
But where did this idea come from that life is brutally fair? And it is this, that we have huge goals and dreams, and Dawn and I are pushing and stretching in ways that we never could have imagined. We're doing things at 62 years old in a couple days, 62 years old, that 62-year-olds shouldn't be doing this stuff. I mean, we are ahead of the curve, and we're doing these things, and we have made a lot of sacrifices in terms of when we have really substantial money coming in on a monthly basis. I mean, we've made enough money in 1 month to go buy a brand new car and pay cash for it. But we don't. We reinvest it. So we've gone without. You guys that following us for like the last 3 years saw we were driving a 2002 PT Cruiser that was kind of on its last leg. And what did that say? By the way, you've been live with audio and video from the start. I just wanted to be, thank you, Wanda, for that.
She was not able to find the chat.
The chat column. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Well, maybe we need a little how-to video for that, because I don't know either. I'm gonna get on some lives and see how that works. But we've made some sacrifices. We have not gone out and partied and spent the money, and and we've been very frugal with our money to reinvest it so that our money could make money, because we learned that the only freedom you have is when you don't have to have a job. When your money makes more money than you can make, then you're free. And so Susan Snyder,
Yep.
I think life is unfair because we want it easy and fast. Yeah. But there's, and it can come easy and fast. Understand, everybody pays.
And it can go easy and fast.
If you're on the right track. But the thing is, most of us don't know we're on the right or wrong track until some time has passed, until evidence,
we're punished.
until we're punished or rewarded, whichever the case may be. And so where was I going with this? I don't do it well with distractions. Oh, the point being is that we see what we're working for, the big goals that we're working for. Some of you already know about the Nordhaven, and that's a pretty big goal. Which, if you don't know what it is an ocean crossing trawler, and we see the family and the friends and the people who come out to visit us and experience the good life and eat the amazing food and drink the amazing wine and all that. And we already know what's going to happen. We already know that because of the type of content we put out. I'm getting ready to release a video in a few days of Dawn, and you have to watch it. It will wake you up. It is so good.
We hope so.
So good. No, it will, unless you're dead already, in which case then there's no hope. But if you still have a heartbeat and you watch this video, it's going to wake you up. Now, what I know is there are going to people who are going to see that video and think, she's so arrogant. She's so full of herself. Who does she think she is? And by the way, she's speaking for both of us because we both talk like this. She just does better on camera than I do. And she's better to look at. But the day is coming when people are going to say, oh, it was so easy for you. All of the learning how technology works, learning how to do this, learning how to speak in front of a camera. 3 years ago, I had a phobia against speaking in public. I mean, terrified. Stop. I don't know what that means, but and we have been building our brand, building our website using new technologies. We're about to open up a whole new thing for you guys. We're excited, and in just a couple of days, we're going to turn you on to some really cool stuff that Don and I have, and some friends of ours, Christopher and Tiffany, have created with the help of technology for you guys. And it's going to look so effortless. It's going to look so like, yeah, but it's easy for you. Yeah, but you're good on camera. Yeah, but you got all the technical stuff. Yeah, but you, and all of the yeah, buts, not realizing how many hours a day do we generally work on? What is a short day?
16 hours.
Well, I'd say a short day is 12 hours.
Well,
I'd say 16 is pretty common. But
16 to 18 is very common.
Yeah, but I would say a short day is 12 hours. Maybe like if we go to town and we stay gone for a while, it could be a 10-hour day. Depending on a work day. And then, but we take every weekend off.
What?
We don't take weekends off. We barely take holidays off. We're going to take Monday off to celebrate. but we won't really, but even in that, we're going to be filming. So it's a day off, but we're still kind of working to some degree. Um, but the point being is that all of that sacrifice, you get rewarded. What is all that noise going on?
Water thing.
Oh, um, and so I just want you to be aware because we're winding. We got 5 minutes left. I want you to say a few words, Dawn, because I've been doing all the talking this time.
Well, this was your subject. You wanted to do the subject that you wanted to talk about.
Well, if it's fair,
It's always been fair, and
not always pleasant.
no, most of the time when life is being really fair, because you think about two of the three is one of the three is a reward.
That's the fun part.
One of the three is a reward, but the punishment is actually also a reward. The punishment is a reward for you are being rewarded for what you've done or what you refused to do, for the things that for the growth that you did, or the growing that you refused to do.
Well, that isn't a reward, though.
Well, it's in the Bible, it calls it a just reward. It's just. It is justice. And so it's, when we think about a reward, we're thinking that, it's all going to be great. But rewards are there as a result of something that you did or didn't do. And I think that if everybody was honest, then we would see that that in the times when things were really hard, we were really brutally honest, then we would have to say that it's like I say this about relationships all the time. If we were honest, let's say someone took advantage of us. Let's say someone cheated on us. Let's say someone lied to us. Let's say someone, abusive, because it's happened to me. So I can say from experience, if we were brutally honest, we were given hints of what we should do. We were given clues that a person was a liar, or that they were a cheater, or that they were abusive in some way. We were given clues. And before it got to the point that it felt like punishment, we made a decision to not do anything about it, whether to remove ourselves from the situation. And we justified in our own mind why we should stay and do the thing that we did that got us to the point of where it now feels like punishment.
Let me ask you this. What advice would you give someone who has believed that life has been unfair? Somebody's like, they're really struggling with this idea. They believe that life is unfair, that they didn't deserve the things that they got. What advice could you give somebody to get them? Because as long as you feel that life is not fair, then you're a victim, and you can never accomplish anything of worth and maintain it with a victimhood mentality. So what do you say to someone who has had that victim mentality, who believes life is unfair, and they're hearing this concept, life is brutally fair, and right now they're fighting with that. They're going, and they're struggling with that one. What would you say?
One thing is that you may think that you've done all that you can do, but you haven't. You've done all that you knew to do. If you are honest, you haven't done everything that you could do.
Right.
But even if you were honest, I can tell you that you've only done all that you knew to do.
Right.
And if you knew to do different, you may have done different. But that is what's happening in the preparation for the next thing. I believe that everything comes around for your good. And so the key to that is, so that works, is that you honestly look at your life and honestly look at what's happened and the role that you had to play in it. Just like I said in a recent video, you are the single common denominator in every situation that you're unhappy about.
Let me ask you this. So I saw today in a group that I follow, one of these thought leaders who has a course, and they charge, I don't know what they charge, a couple grand or whatever, for their course. And I posted this, and somebody commented on my post, and they were saying, basically, shame on them for charging the amount of money that they charge, that it's unfair, and it's too much money, and it's this, that, and the next thing. My response to that was, first of all, they're not charging. When they decided on the price, they never considered what you could afford. Because what you can afford may be different than what I can afford. And what I can afford is different what somebody else can afford. And what's too much for you may be, what you think is affordable may be too much for somebody else. So ultimately, you think if you really cared, you'd give it away for free. There's a couple problems with that. Number one, people do not follow through with things that are free. Dawn has had a 100% success rate on that. So do I actually. But my thought was this: they didn't consider what you could afford when they decided on the price. They came up with the price, decided on the value that they thought it was worth.
Price and value are two different things.
And my question is, how much would you pay for a completely amazing fucking life? How much is that worth? $500? How much? Like your life is shit right now. Your life sucks right now. Everything's in the toilet. Your kids won't talk to you. Your wife left you. Your house is getting foreclosed. Like, life is awful. And what is a fair price
to get you on track
to completely turn your life around? Now you're married to a supermodel. You're like me. You're living on an island overlooking the Caribbean Sea. You like life is a bullshit. Like, what is that worth? $500 to transfer your, like, I know people that will spend more on a big screen fucking TV than they will on a course, and then say life is unfair. They will spend more money on a janky fucking car so they can upgrade to a better, newer model, when the other one was, I mean, we drove a 2000. Yeah, I'm not exaggerating, guys. We were making more money in a month than we had made in a year. And we were still driving a little $2,000 beater car. Most people won't do that. In fact is, most people, you can tell me if you think I'm wrong, most people will drive the most expensive car they think they can afford. Mm-hmm. Most people, not everybody, but most people. If they think that I can afford, you know, like $427 a month, if they think they can afford a new Honda Civic, they're buying a Honda Civic. If they think they can get into a Lexus, they're going to buy that. If they think they can get into a Mercedes for another, it's only $75 a month more, and now you can be in a Mercedes. But yet, the idea of spending money on a course that can absolutely transform their lives, they want to say it's way too expensive. How much is a changed life worth? So anyway, in closing, what do you tell that person? I don't have enough money to. Have we ever come across courses that we can't afford?
Yes.
And we couldn't participate, right? We just didn't have the money, right?
Wrong.
What do you mean?
Well, we would sell shit. We would do something so that we could get ourselves in the room to change our lives. We made a decision that we could trade something that we already had that was not changing our life, like a car, to hire a world-class business coach. We could get rid of something and turn that thing that used to be money back into money again, so that we could leverage it, so that we could get ourselves farther down the road.
So is it unfair that you have a great life and somebody else who won't sell shit, who won't who won't?
No, it's not. It is completely fair and completely. When somebody says to me, "You're so lucky," I just want to throat punch them, because I'm not lucky. I made decisions I made decisions that most people won't make to have a life that most people will never have.
But
That's not luck. That is a decision, and that's a reward.
can everybody?
Everybody could make the same decisions that I did. Everybody could have done all along the line everything that I have done.
We have sold shit to get
I am not superhuman.
Class coaching.
I am just willing to look down the road and say, does what I have right now serve me to the end of that thing that I want for myself? And if it doesn't serve me in its present form, then I am willing to parlay it into something that does. And most people won't do that. We have had people give us excuses over the years of why they weren't ready to hire us. Things like, well, I'm in the middle. I really need to finish. Refurbing my kitchen. I really need to do that. Now, their marriage is falling apart, mind you.
How much is a divorce?
We're getting ready. Yeah. What's a divorce going to cost? We've had that kind of stuff happen so many times. And this is why people need to hire us, because their priorities are fucked up. I don't know how any other way to put that. Your priorities are jacked, and it's one of the reasons. If life is punishing you, I promise you, your priorities are out of whack.
Turn your punishment into a preparation and turn your life around. So we went a few minutes over, but we kind of started late because of the technical trying to figure this YouTube
and we're
thing
going to
out.
figure this out. It's nice to be able to see people in the chat. And I know that there are other people that are not chatting that have probably come in, and that's good to see. This is our first time to do YouTube like this. We have YouTube that comes over here.
Yeah, YouTube is always being streamed, but we weren't doing the chat in YouTube. We were only doing the chat on Facebook.
And the technology is a little different, and the way that we're working it is a little bit different. So thank you for being patient with us. So I don't know if we'll even keep this one up, but at least we know what to expect. There's some folks writing some things.
I came in late. Tracy McCall,
Hey girl.
Watch the replay. It'll be up. Just bear through the first 3 or 4 minutes because it's us trying to figure out if we're even on and not, this is all new to us.
We'll get better and we'll just roll. And then, and it knocked us offline. So we didn't know if it completely shut things down or what.
Yeah. And, living in a third world country, the internet.
We have third world problems.
Yeah. Like internet and power.
Real third world problems.
Our power goes out every day.
No, many times a day.
And we lose internet many times a day too. So
anyway, this is how.
Thank you guys for joining with us. We hope that you find this helpful. I hope that if you feel that life has been unfair, that this has been a little bit of a shake of the shoulders.
You know what?
Shaking the baby.
If you feel like it hasn't, if you feel like it's been really, really unfair to you, then toss it in the chat. Or send us a message.
Yeah,
this is what we do.
And if you want us to talk about a specific subject, let us know.
Yeah.
Great message from Jen Foster.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you, Jen. Let us know what you want us to talk about. We'll talk about anything. Anything. We don't care what it is. We'll talk about gun control. We'll talk about MAGA. We'll talk about business. We'll talk about relationships. We'll talk about health. We'll talk about the fact that I'm down to 176 pounds. From 240, over 240, about 8 months ago. If you want to know about that, reach out to her. Dawn has been a fitness trainer for 22 years. And in the last couple of years, she has really been diving into the new science, the scientific discoveries that are happening, partly because of AI and
biohacking and
human biology, the information that is happening about human biology and genetic, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, it's changing, and she is really dialed into all that. And she has been taking what she already knew combining it with the new information that's coming out about the human body and genetics and and all of that and genomes and blah 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 blah. And as a result,
Old school
I am,
meets new science.
yes, and I'm not only her too, not only dropped a ton of weight, but feel way more energetic, no pain. I can get off the couch without my back freaking killing me. I'm sleeping better, all kinds of stuff. It's been remarkable. It's been a remarkable journey. I feel great. And my snoring is,
It's a shadow of its
I don't
former
wake
self.
up. I don't wake up in the middle of the night. Can't breathe with sleep apnea and all that crap. So
Yeah.
anyway, if you want to know about that, reach out to her. Happy to help you guys. Hope this helped you out. In the meantime, we got to get ready because we've got another call. We've got happy hour where we're going to do some celebrating.
Yep, our mastermind people.
Yep.
If you're in a mastermind, we'll see you in a few minutes.
See you in a few minutes. See you in Zoom.
Time to pour a glass of wine. Yay.
Yay.
Love y'all.
See ya.